Good stop there from the man at slip, diving to his left there, and it will be a dot ball. Played late by Mt.Meru, and the ball will trickle over the boundary for another 4 runs there. Good comeback there, draws the man forward into that defensive stroke. Miscommunication there from the batters. A direct hit would have seen Kaliowa Samuel perish, but they pick up a single there to complete the over. "16 runs coming in the 3 overs that Conrad Luwama has bowled. Picked up no wickets so far. 12 overs completed, 8 to come for the first innings. 61 for 3, Mt.Karisimbi. They won the toss and elected to bat first. And now we see Andrew Hajuguju coming in to replace Edgar Mudola from the Forest End. He will bowl flat and slow, gives you nothing to work with. Usually not a very attacking bowler, but will create opportunities with those catches, and you have to pick up his ball well and deposit it beyond the boundary, all well within the gaps to be safe. Andrew Hajuguju. Dot ball there, and a good start so far. Smashed off the legs by Mt.Meru, and it is another boundary 4. That ball straying down the leg side, and well punished by Mt.Meru. Another flatter ball, but they create room there, and the call comes out. Kaliowa Samuel will depart, having not made his ground in time. Better work there from the field. Played to the man at covers. Quick dart in there. Kaliowa guilty of not sliding his bat. He would have made ground because the ball was thrown back at chest height, and he had previously chipped in a dive before, but I think he felt this time that he was quicker, but not in time. And the 4th wicket falls for Mt.Karisimbi. Emetu Paul now into his 40s, 9 away from what would be his third half century in this tournament. It is match day number 15 of the East African T20 Challenge 2026, brought to you by our premier sponsors, Dafabet, Kingsley Children's Hospital in Mukono, our broadcast partners at Deep End Sports TV. Make sure to follow, like and subscribe to their channel, bringing this match live to you on their YouTube channel. The organizers being Mukono Cricket Community, established in 2018 but making giant strides on the cricket landscape, and of course Cricket Uganda, formerly Uganda Cricket Association. Plenty of action taking place on the cricket landscape, but Andrew Ajuguju will continue to Derek Okecho. Plays dead there to that first ball. Played on the back foot and off the hips there, trying to come back for the second, but that will be foolhardy. Sent back by Mt.Meru. Derek Okecho right off the mark there. Ball will mark the end of the over there. After 13, it is 6-6 for the loss of 4 wickets. Run rate remaining at the 5 per over. Mt.Meru at 41 in 45 balls. Now joined by Derek Okecho. We see Arthur Muwaga coming to bowl to replace Conrad Lubwama. Starts off with one down the leg side, and he will have to bowl that again. Temperatures are yet to rise up this morning. The sun struggling to break out of the clouds. And that will be a dot ball off the first Lego delivery. Bowls it short there, finds the gap. Derek Okecho threatening to run a second one, but it is Eric Matov with the ball. Strong lad there. You don't want to take those chances. Top edge played to the on the back foot there by Mt.Meru. Good clean up work there by Andrew Hajuguju. Meru now realizing the need to accelerate. Plenty of dot balls in the innings so far. The tandem bowling of the pacers and then the spinners putting a stranglehold on the batting. Wickets falling regularly there, and Karisimbi not seeming to get out of the blocks so far. Opportunity to catch, but played to the ring there by Derek Okecho, using his feet well to get to the pitch of the ball. Long on and long off. Plus Cow Corner are the boundary riders. Powerfully struck, and Meru will find the gap to pick up another boundary. 4 runs there. Waited on that ball and swung through, playing that ball on the turn there. Eight runs coming off Mwaga's first over. And Conrad Lubwama comes in to bowl his final over, changing ends to come from the forest end. I think he felt that he needed this matchup with Derek Okecho. Starts off with the dot ball there. Power on display from Derek Okecho, right within his hitting arc, and the first maximum of the innings. Derek Okecho there going for power. Hands on hips is Conrad Lubwama. Expect a quicker ball there from him. Usually his go-to ball after a boundary. Quite predictable in some senses, but flights it once again. Draws the man forward, and it will be a dot ball. Going aerial again is Okecho, but they will pick up one. Lubwama yet to concede, yet to pick up a wicket, and with just few balls to come, you hope he gets one. But Meru has been finding the gaps there through covers, and they just run to that ball, striking the running fielder Derek Okecho down on his haunches, and some treatment will be required. Playing well off the back foot, Meru. Quick throw there. Hits the back foot of the sliding batter. All seems to be in good order. Medics not required, and Lubwama will bowl his final ball. Of his spell. Meru just 2 away from another half century. Opportunity there to catch. Missed by Lubwama, going to his left. Meru survives, and it is 49 runs, 1 away from a half century. Not playing that stroke fully, Meru, and almost resulting in a catch to Conrad Lubwama. But Lubwama will complete his spell. 26 conceded in the 4 overs. No wickets picked up, and after 15 it is 84 for the loss of 4 for Mt.Karisimbi. Meru 49 in 49. What a wonderful innings so far. Derek Okecho as well, 10 in 10. And now the opportunity in this over, all the coming balls for Meru to notch up a half century. Plays the dub there to the man at third slip. The most nervous he will be, because sometimes it is just one but looks much further away. But he has been able to play well off the back foot, and it will be 50 runs for Mt.Meru. The leading run scorer in this tournament acknowledges the applause from all around the ground. Third 50 for Mt.Meru in this East African T20 challenge. He has been head and shoulders above everyone else, a man able to construct an innings. A good example to everyone watching and the lads that are playing in this tournament. Sometimes he has always started slowly but has been able to accelerate. Good work there by Luwama in covers. Quicker ball bowled outside there of the wickets from Muaga, and they will pick up a run. Played into the ground, bouncing above the field at covers. The wickets are broken without the ball being in the hand of the fielder. Mt.Meru having to chip in a dive there to save himself. That ball rising above the head of the fielder. The ball comes in quick and direct. Good running there. The young man not holding onto that ball and dislodging the bails. A missed opportunity to break the batting partnership between Mt.Meru and Okecho, and to get rid of the mainstay of the Karisimbi innings that Mt.Meru has been. $87 for 4 after 16. 24 more balls and a run per ball will see them cross the 100 runs mark. But Edgar Mudola continues from the forest end. Mt.Meru has been playing the cut shot quite well. Picks up another single there. And I think now the plan for him is to carry his bat, as that will greatly improve his average. Cow corner, long on and long off have been sent out to offer protection. Derek Okecho there. Mt.Meru hearing the sound of the bat, but sent back by Okecho. He has the itch to keep batting and being on strike, but you have to apply some intelligence. Dot balls galore there from Mudola with Okecho on strike. Skied there, missed time by Derek Okecho, but the cleanup job keeps that to 1. Final ball of the over there from Mudola, yet to pick up any wicket. Well placed by Mt.Meru playing on top of his toes. It's been a beautiful inning so far to watch from Mt.Meru, playing well off the back foot, finding the gaps and running very hard. But after 17, 91 runs for the loss of 4 for Mt.Karisimbi, won the toss and elected to bat first. Still some way away from the 120 or 130 runs. That would make it a very competitive score. 18 balls to come, and Arthur Muaga will continue from the highway end. And you feel that this is the over that they should target, but protection has been offered, and that will be that for Derek Okecho, playing across to a ball that stays down. And as I was saying, that this was the over to target from Muaga, but right on the money there, the youngster, that ball coming right back in, hitting middle stump, dislodging the bells, ending the innings of Derek Okecho. Arthur Muaga picking up his first wicket right into his third over, has conceded just 11. Good spell for him, but the new man in is Shuraini Ismail, and this is a matchup of youngsters right at the cusp of their cricket journeys. Flighted one there, caught by Andrew Hajaguju at cover point. No ball being indicated by umpire Elizabeth Nachibule, and that was the question as soon as that ball was released, the height of that delivery. And now a free hit for Shuraini Ismail, but a lazy effort still from the way he played that first ball. Swing and a miss there, and you feel that we are well into the tail now of Mt.Karisimbi batting lineup. Outside edge there, and they pick up 2. Umpire does not agree with the bowler in that appeal. That ball wrapping the back foot of Shuraini Ismail, drifting down the leg side. Opportunity to catch, not taken by Andrew Hajaguju at point. And usually the runs scored by tail enders We'll see balls dropping in areas close to fielders, and they are quite annoying. We need to get rid of them quickly. Created room there. Mt.Meru going down the leg side and punching it to offside, and that one will mark the end of the third over of the spell of Arthur Muwaga. Picked up one, conceded 16 in his 3. After 18, it is 96 for the loss of 5 for Mt.Karisimbi. Metu Paul striking at 100. Shiraini Ismail 3 in 5. Metu 55 in 5. Projected score 107. 12 balls to come. 4 runs away from 100 runs. Shot 7 given the ball, and that is Mutwalibi Mustafa. Has had good spell, a very good opening spell he had in the power play, curtailing the run making to Mt.Karisimbi. Swing and a miss there from Mt.Meru, and buys will be indicated. Team run, but a dot ball to the bowler. Very poor work there by the glove man, Daniel Muhumuza. And it will be another by run conceded. The trick to bowling to tailenders is to bowl in the slot. Karisimbi pick up another single there. 1 away now from the 100. I beg your pardon, 2. Yes, it is 1. Very good line there from Mutwalibi Mustafa. They've been unable to deal with this pace, this pairing. Well played, young man. A classic drive there, and they will pick up another run. Oh. Make that 100 runs, and with one final delivery to come in this Mutwalibi Mustafa over. Good effort so far from Mt.Karisimbi. An almost 100 catch, but make that just an attempt by Edgar Mudola, and it will be boundaries. 4 runs to Mt.Meru. came down the track to dispatch that ball away and picked up another 4 runs to add to his total. 104 for the loss of 5. Mt.Meru 60 in 58. Shurain Ismail 4 in 8. And you feel that Mt.Meru will be very, very mindful that this is the last over. Do nothing crazy and you will carry your bat. After such a brilliant batting display, if he gets opportunity to bat on the other end, he can add some more runs and try and achieve that highest mark. Eric Matovu will come to close out the first innings. Brilliant spell. Picked up a wicket. Shuraini Ismail beaten by the pace of that full delivery. Another full ball there, not dealt with by the wicket keeper, and they will pick up 4 more runs. 4 byes. Trying to go for the Yorker length there, but that ball just getting full and put away for another single. Using his feet to get to that ball, but Matov has been bowling full tosses so far in this over, but there was a chance to feel at point missed by Hajuguju. Good use of the feet there, good running by Mt.Meru. Misfield, and they run for 2. Wayward throw there, and they comfortably complete that. It has been slapdash in the last over so far. 1 more ball to complete the innings. Moving down the track, but misses out on that one, and that will be that. Mt.Meru carrying his bat once again for a brilliant 63 in 60. What an innings, young man there. Done it for the 3rd time, showing that it has been no fluke but application and a solid head on his shoulders. The first innings conclude with 112 runs for the loss of 5 for Mt.Karisimbi. Batting first, having won that toss. And that is the mathematics. Mt.Meru will be coming in and requiring 113 runs to win. Mt.Meru carrying the batting there with his 63. Derek Okacho quick 12 in 18. Ochimi Ramadan 9 in 12. Mustafa Mutwali B, Eric Matovu and Arthur Mwaga all picking up wickets. Second innings will be coming in. Don't go anywhere. And yes, it will be the run chase now for Mt.Meru, requiring 113 runs for victory. The man who carried his bat, Mt.Meru, now has the ball in hand. Mt.Karisimbi requiring this win to cement their place in the playoffs, currently at number 4 in the log, but Mt.Meru already qualified as table toppers. And it is the first ball. Very, very good ball there. That ball rising above off stump. Kato Vincent and Edgar Mudola, the opening pair for Mt.Meru. Vincent opening for the second time in this tournament so far, but it has been usually Conrad Luwama rotating around the 1 and 3 spot. Driving to the wrong line there is Kato Vincent, and some pace coming in from Mt.Meru. Ramadan Otimi adopting the first slip position instead of being behind the stumps. Abdul Shakul Doka, also a very capable wicket keeper, but it is the turn of Kadu Peter, the debutant today. Cramping him for room there, Mt.Meru, but they managed to scamper for a single. Required rate just being above 5, and then they should overhaul that total. Excellent catch taken by the bowler himself. Caught and bowled Edgar Mudola, not presenting a soft hands there. Caught in between fending and playing back. Only manages to find the diving Mt.Meru, having a blinder of a day there. Caught in between there, the follow through carries him to the catch there, and Mt.Meru is in business. A catch you would want to see over and over again. Edgar Mudola departs without troubling the scorers. New man in will be Conrad Lubwama. And I usually tell number 3s and number 4s, you are an opener in all but number. In an instance such as this, Mudola departing of the first ball, then you are required to come and do the opening as well, navigate the first few balls. But a good spell so far from Meru. 3 dot balls and the wicket, 4 dot balls and the wicket in between there. An effort ball, but drifting down the leg side, that will be an extra. A Metropole nicely developing into an all-rounder. He has been much more of a bowler in his earliest career, but now turning into a competent all-rounder. It has always been his bowling coming to the fore, but adding that repertoire of batting, and Luwama expertly guides that through the vacant slips, gets off the mark and retains strike. And at the end of the first over, the score is 2 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. Coming from the forest end will be Samuel Kinalwa. Kinalwa turns out for Africa Cricket Club in the Cricket Uganda Leagues. A student at St. Cornelius Kalagala SS. And at the start of this tournament, unfortunately lost his mother. But what a way to bounce back. Comes into play. That shows a lot of fortitude mentally. Parents, of course, being great drivers of our talent, that support system that we need and usually turn to in the tough times. Hopefully this young man has a very close-knit family to rally around him, but so far so good. Cut on the back foot there. Conrad Lubwama picks up the first boundary of the second innings, bowled wide there, and just guides it above point. Great comeback there from the young man, bowls it at back of a length and finds some bounce there to trouble Lubwama, who leaves it well alone. Great adjustment from Conrad Lubwama there. Plays it off his feet to notch up a second maximum there. That ball drifting into him, but well placed to deposit it beyond the boundary. Adjust the line well there to bowl on the 5th stump line there. Picks up a dot ball. And final ball of the over coming up now. That ball staying low, and they scamper for a single there. Conrad Lubwama will retain strike. .11 coming off that Chinarwa Samuel over, including those two boundaries. That's 6 and 4 from Lubwama. But after 2, it is 14 for 1. Meru continuing from the highway end, and it is going to be such an interesting battle. Bye is indicated by the umpire, making that a catching opportunity. Trying to play it down fine leg, Lubwama. A quiet passage of play so far. The sun is keeping out for the moment, but very good lines to Kato Vincent from Emetu. Sometimes it is very good for a team to let the more accomplished batter get off strike so that they can have somebody to bowl at, get some dot balls, create pressure, and pick up a wicket. Kato Vincent, the lesser of the two men at the crease, and is not presenting his bat fully back to the bowler, angling it in, trying to play to the gully region, and covers, but that will just see him caught in slips and behind. That ball is narrowly missing those stumps, and Meru, if he jets that ball back in, should be able to pick up that wicket, because as Kato plays, you can fully see the off stump, so that should be the target for Meru, target off stump. The pace has been there, and it is dot balls upon dot balls in this over. .98 runs required in 104 balls. That ball hugging the tram line to bring us to the close of the third over. Good stuff there from Meru. Conceded only 3 and picked up 1 in his 2 overs so far. 15 for the loss of 1 after 3. Powerfully struck there. The man at mid-wicket has no answer. A missed opportunity to get rid of Conrad Lubwama there. Kato Vincent has found it tough going so far, unable to put bat to ball. Using the feet, on the gloves, as Kadu Peter offers relief to Kato Vincent. Runs off to the non-strikers and brings Conrad Lubwama onto strike. And the contest between him and Chinalwa, Lubwama feeling that he can take on Chinalwa at any time. Going inventive, plays it off. Slog sweep there for another maximum, using the pace of the bowler. Shuffles to the off side to create that ball onto the onside and helps it on its way. Very, very creative there from Conrad Lubwama. 97 required in 100 balls. Trying to go for the same stroke, but that ball hitting the helmet, and the concussion will be conducted immediately. That ball bowled back of a length there from Kinalwa. Good thinking there. And Lubwama opting for the same slog sweep. Umpire Trevor Makchanja conducting the concussion test, seeing if the pupils will follow the direction of the fingers. And then you have the player standing on one foot to check out on his balance, because the symptoms of the concussion include loss of balance, blood vision, the battle line set now. Chinwalwa fighting back to Lubwama, trying to smash it away this time round, but it will be a dot ball to complete the over. 23 for 1 after 90 required in 96 balls. Lubwama 19 in 12, Kato 1 in 11. Chinalwa ball 2, conceded 18, an economy of 9, hasn't yet picked up a wicket. But Mt.Meru looking to bowl on the trot, making the highway end his own. And like I said before, that Karisimbi require the win much more than Meru, who have already qualified for the playoffs. And it is still dot balls from Mt.Meru to Kato Vincent. Karisimbi have to win to confirm their place in the playoffs, still now at position number 4 on the log, and with Satima to play, the teams might all end up on 3 teams might end up on 8 points. Bowling the same line there, Emetu to Kato Vincent, where Satima to win in the afternoon game against Elgon. then that run rate will come into play, and from Renzori, Karisimbi, Satima, no one is safe. Only Kilimanjaro and Meru confirmed participants in those playoffs. A muted appeal there, swinging and missing. Kato Vincent, you feel that he's standing on the one, yet he needs to come a little bit closer to that almost middle stump to try and be able to access those balls that are being bowled on the offside. So something to work out for him. Another dot ball there, and a very, very fine over from Mt.Meru. You can hear the grunt as he goes for his follow through, giving all effort. And it will be a maiden over for Mt.Meru. "23 runs for the loss of 1 after 5 overs. Chinalwa continuing from the forest end. First ball up deposited for a maximum by Conrad Lubwama, and I feel that the captain has missed a trick. Lubwama clearly taking a liking to Chinalwa's bowling. I would have put him out there, but I can understand the ploy is that to tempt Lubwama into playing those shots, because that man has been sent out there. Now goes for the cut, doesn't run. Try to get Conrad out while he's still playing those shots. Comes down the track to that one. The call is for 2, but the run out should be completed. And Kato Vincent put out of his misery. Conrad Lubwama choosing to save himself, sending his partner down the river without a paddle. Moves down there. The track gets to the axis of that ball. Good pickup, good throw in from Derek Okecho, the man not in the slot, in the shot. Kato Vincent, disappointing way to lose your wicket, but it is 2 down and 29 runs on board for Mt.Meru in this run chase. Current run rate of 5.44, required rate very manageable, 5.73. 84 runs required in 88 balls. The plan now is to take care of the wickets column, and they should be able to achieve victory and the council of heads from Mt.Karisimbi will be well aware of the efforts of Conrad Lubwama New man in will be that lanky Mustafa Mutwalibi. Everybody should be able to bat around Conrad Lubwama. Missed time there, but well placed. Sends him back this time round. Keep it to just a single. Bowled full there from Kinara to Mutwalibi. Gets off a mark with a boundary 4 there. In the slot there, swing of the arms brings 4. Kinara has been quite expensive. Good forward defensive shot there from Mutwalibi Mustafa, bringing us to the close of the 6th over. Chinwara has bowled 3, conceded 30, hasn't picked up a wicket yet, an economy of 10. 35 for 2 after 6. 78 required in 84 balls. That is the equation. The umpire will indicate the end of the power play. Introduction of spin at the end of the power play there. Dr. Abdul Shakul replacing T20 coming from the highway end and sends out riders long off. Deep extra cover, long on and mid wicket there. Swing there from Conrad Lubwama trying to take on Abdul Shakul. First ball. Well played down the ground there by Mutwalibi Mustafa to bring Conrad Lubwama on strike. Quicker ball, an off cutter there from Abdul Shakul Doka. Has very many tricks up his sleeve. a lot of variety, and they will pick up a single there. And that is the line Doka should be bowling at, but it is the end of the over. Doka conceding 2 runs there. $38 for the loss of 2 after 7 overs. The form teams so far have been Mt.Meru, who took over the top of the table to Kilimanjaro, and Mount Renzori. Well caught on the boundary there, a swoop shot. Samuel Kalyowa picks up a wicket. The lifeline of Mt.Meru, Conrad Lubuama, having to depart. The left-hander there coming round. Pole Metu having a blind of a day. Right to him. Well caught, young man. Rightly congratulated by every member of his team, and they will feel that they are still in the fight for victory in this contest now that the dangerous Lubuama has departed. 38 for 3 after 7.1 overs, but there is some batting left to do. One dangerous batter departs and another dangerous one comes in. Daniel Muhumuza, as we have a shot of Lubuama up the steps into the pavilion. His day is done, and all he can do now is to watch on and offer some counsel. Daniel Muhumuza makes his way to the middle there. Man with a half century in his bag already should be able to continue the blistering pace that Mt.Meru has been going at. A bumper there. The ball rising off the turf to Muhumuza, first time of asking. Plays on the back foot there, places it long off, comes in, keeps it to 1 there. Muhumuza off the mark. Miss time there from Mutwalibi Mustafa. Very limp wrists there in that stroke. Hard wrists would have seen him play that ball to mid off. Muhumuza waits on that ball, pulls it away to long on, and the scoreboard will keep ticking with another single. 73 required in 74. Almost run a ball. And that dot ball will end Kalyowa Samuel's first over. Very, very tidy over. Picks up the vital wicket of Conrad Lubuama, a man who was motoring away. Doka will come in for his second over. Considered only 2 in his first. 41 for 3. 72 in 72. 6 runs required per over. Right in the block hole there. Only missing stump. Another Yorker there from Abdul Shakul Doka. And he gets through his over quickly. Does not give you time to think and breathe. Umpire in the crosshairs there from the bat of Muhumuza, taking a blow there. That will be a dot ball. Going hard there. Opportunity missed by Okecho. And it will be 4 runs to add to the total of Mt.Meru. Right on the charge there. Chasing down 112 runs to win. 72 required now in 70 balls. Placed there in the gap, but the man from deep mid wicket, Ramadan Ochemi, keeps it to 1. We should be seeing Ochemi come in to tie down the batters in the latter stages of this game. Flighted the one there from Doka. Mutwalibi Mustafa missing out. Closing out with the dot ball there, Abdul Shakur Doka. .46 for 3 after 9, and Kadiowa Samuel continues. Powerfully struck there on the back foot. And that should be 4 runs. Yes, indicated by the fielder. Taking that ball beyond the rope, Abdul Shakul Duka. Opportunity to catch. Paul Emetu will not drop those. Getting rid of the danger man. Daniel Muhumza, after some quick fireworks, departs. Paul Emetu POM performance so far in this encounter between Mt.Meru and Mt.Karisimbi. Played it cross from off to the waiting hands of Emetu at deep mid wicket. Good shot there. Cameraman bringing you all the action and all the pictures there. Good work by the boys of Deepen Sports Media, our broadcaster and streaming partners. Cameraman Rama at the side screen at the forest end. Drake on the opposite side. Rama from the middle of the pitch. Jonathan near the comms box. Not forgetting the boys in the production team. Brian, David, and head of production Joseph. Flowers to you, gentlemen. It will be the turn of Eric Matovu to navigate the bowling of Kalyowa. Goes high over the head of the bowler. Gets off the mark unconvincingly there. About 0.6 the difference between the required rate and the current run rate. 63 and 64. Well played, Mustafa, off his feet. The trick is to keep the scoreboard rotating. Avoid scoreboard pressure, which will induce you into going for big shots. Flighted delivery there. Mistimed. Planting the foot before the ball can drop is Eric Matovu. He has to wait for that ball. Try and play it on the up. Better there. Driven down the ground. Good running should see them pick up two. But the ball comes in back quickly from Shurain Ismail. Very, very good work there in the deep. And that one brings us to the end of the 10th over, halfway mark through of this innings. 53 runs for the loss of 4. Good running in between the wickets there as Doka continues his third over. Flighted delivery, inside out shot there. One bounce for Mutwalibi Mustafa using those long levers. Gets to the pitch of the ball. Very beautiful shot there. 6 more runs to add to the total. Now above 50. Mt.Meru. Good shot there. One bounce, almost there. With that shot, sees the man introduce deep extra cover, but Mustafa playing it on the ground there to get off strike. Exciting encounter now on a knife's edge and can tilt either way. Another flighted delivery down the throat of the man. Mt.Meru is not dropping any today. Make that 3 catches in 3 attempts. You have to watch out where he's fielding What a day that Mt.Meru is having. Another catch. Running to his left there, had some distance to cover, but very, very soft hands and cushioning his landing, and that ball stays in there. Usually hard hands and not able to cushion your shot, your fall, will see that ball popping out. Brilliant effort there. A worldie, well appreciated by everyone on the oval. Eric Matovo departs for 3. Doka picks up his first wicket. Matovu making his way back to the heart in your shot there, but it is Nasul Damadi, the new man, should be able to bat. Quicker ball in there, should be buys there. But the umpire says there was some bat involved, so Nasul off the mark there. Quite lazy from the batter, not fully stepping to the pitch of that ball, and it will be a dot ball to close out that over from Abdul Shakul Doka. 1 for 14 in 3. 60 runs for the loss of 5. 53 runs required in 54 balls after 11 overs. Mustafa Mutwali be operating at strike rate of 100, 12 in 12, and so is Damadi 1 in 1. Kaliowa Samuel continues on the trot. Boundary riders to keep the ball within the playing field. Deep square leg sent out there. Opportunity missed by the wicket keeper to get a catch off the leading edge there. Deep extra cover on the offside. Thick inside edge there from Nasul Damadi, trying to run away. But just needing to look at the ball and planting his foot. Opportunity to catch there. Mukisa Joshua completes it, and the collapse looks to be on. Mt.Karisimbi punching back. Another wicket for Samuel Kaliowa. 60 for 5. Half of the batting lineup now back into the heart. Diving effort there from Mukisa Joshua coming off the boundary. Had some distance to cover. Eyes fully on the ball. Mitts close together. And completes a breathtaking catch. Good work by the youngster there. Mt.Meru now in all sorts of trouble, as we have so often seen at the departure of their danger man, Conrad Lubwama. Muhumuza has been able to score runs in past encounters, but also departing quickly. Mt.Meru have made this a no-fly zone, picking up everything that is played in the air. A new man in shot number 9 will be Athamuwaga. Well into the tail now. Opportunity to catch. The appeal comes in, but hesitation. The long limbs of Mt.Karisimbi Mustafa covering that ground easily. But the batters need to communicate better. Seemed least interested in the run, but that misfield there in the gully region, the man going around the ball, communication between the two left a lot to be desired, but all is well that ends well. Playing across the line, Mt.Karisimbi Mustafa will have to depart. Will not add to his 12 runs. And it is the Samuel Karyowa show at the moment. Picking up another wicket there. Attacking the stumps, ball to a back of a length there. That ball turning back in. The odds were always in favor of the bowler. Very good ball. Mt.Karisimbi playing cross bat. And now the tables are fully turning with this passage of play between Meru and Kilimanjaro. I beg your pardon, Karisimbi. Mt.Karisimbi winning the toss and electing to bat first, scoring 112 runs. The equation is 52 runs required in 49 balls. The first instance of the runs required being short of the balls available. Samuel Karyowa doing all the damage. He has picked up 4 so far, conceded 11 with 1 ball to go. Bowling his third over there. New man in will be Sempala. There is always hesitation between the running, between the batters. Sempala off the mark there. Will retain strike. 12 overs completed, 62 for 7 for Mt.Meru. Derek Okecho comes in to replace Doka from the highway end and should be able to extract some bounce with his length there. A tall fella. And Mt.Meru praying that the tail might wag, offer some runs there. Dot ball to start us off. 51 required in .51 in 48 balls. Played above the man at mid-wicket. That ball falls safely, and Sempala will pick up another run. is the youngsters Muaga and Sempala in the middle there. Now rotating strike. Abdul Shakur Doka keeps that to a dot ball. Hit harder there as well. $64 for the loss of 7 after 13. 3 more wickets to pick up for Mt.Karisimbi to notch up the victory that will confirm their participation in the playoffs, and they will join this team as well, already qualified. Watching there. Thick outside edge there. Ramadan Ochimi dotting. And the tail ender is very watchful in his approach, waiting for that ball within his slot to put it away, but unable to do so, and it will be 3 consecutive dot balls. And you feel that this match is turning more and more into the favor of the men in blue and black bottoms. 66 for the loss of 7 after 14 overs. 47 runs required in 36 balls. Still very manageable. That ball kicking off the turf there from Okecho, expected with his height there. Mwaga playing on the back foot there, pulls it for 1. A very good pickup by Ramadan Ochimi there. Mt.Karisimbi smelling blood in the water there, circling. And the thick outside edge misfielded there by the man in gully. Those balls coming off the bat from spinners, you have to get your body around them such that they do not, because they keep turning even after being played. So you need to fully get your body behind the ball. Going for the expansive in that instance by Muaga, but couldn't put bat to ball. This time round, finding the gap, calls for a quick single, and the overs going by rapidly. Now 15 completed. $69 for the loss of 7 after 15. Arthur Muaga and Sempala David. The new pairing 4 in 7 for Muaga, 5 in 13 for Sempala. 44 required in 30 balls. Ramadan Wachimi well placed there, just in front of the man at mid-off. Bold, quick and flatter there from Ochimi. Well placed by Sempala to break the chain of dot balls there. Skyer there should be taken but dropped. Shurain Ismail will not want to see the replay to that. Leading edge there, ball in the air for a while, but the man unable to get hold of that ball and complete the catch. A dot ball completes the over, but a missed opportunity for Karisimbi there to wrap up the innings. $70. Derek Okecho continues. Opportunity to catch that ball going beyond the wicket keeper. The man in Gali having a torrid time, unable to pick up those balls first time. Every run counts for Mt.Meru. Quicker and flatter, correctly avoiding to run as that ball is traveling to a fielder. Muaga playing that on the turn, pulls it for the maximum. One shot finally in anger from Arthur Muaga. That ball pitched on the leg side and bouncing, pulled effectively by Arthur Muaga. 41 in 23. Great run, great comeback there from Okecho. Batter not ready there, having to set himself. But that will be another skyer. Samuel Chinalwa does not make any mistake, and Arthur Muaga will depart for a brisk 11 in 13. Threatened a cameo there, But the equation remains 35 required in 20 balls. 78 for the loss of 7 now. Derek Okejo having the last laugh in this contest between him and Muaga. Picks up his first wicket. New man in is Andrew Hajaguju, coming in at a time when his side require runs. Asking rate of just above 11. The balls getting exhausted quickly. Thick inside the edge there, and they should run for 2. Changes his mind about the second one there. And the brilliant over is completed by Derek Okecho. Has picked up 1, conceded 13 in his 3 overs. 3 more overs to play. The score is 79 for 8. 34 runs required in 18 balls. The equation being 11.33 per over required. Almost hitting that 12 mark. Ochimi coming in to tie the knot amongst the tail enders. Coming for his 3rd over. Well placed there by Andrew. And they scamper that single there. Sempala needs to follow suit, pick up some runs. He's consumed very many balls. Thick outside edge there. They don't run. Two more wickets required by Mt.Karisimbi for victory. Swing and a miss there from the Wam Sempala, I beg your pardon. "33 runs in 15 balls. Turns onto that one there. They jog through for a single, but they need boundaries at this stage of the contest. Well behind the asking rate, and you don't want it to go into the impossible. Still manageable with, and that trying to look for a dab there through slips will not help the matter. Another single there added, but that will not hurt Karisimbi. And 18 overs now completed. 82 for 8. 31 required in 12. Sempala 8 in 20. Hajuguju 3 in 4. Required now escalating to 15.5 per over. The penultimate over coming up, and it will be Mt.Meru returning in the bowling attack. A man who has had a brilliant day so far, carried his bat for his half century, has picked up 3 wickets, 3 catches, has 1 wicket, and has conceded only 3 runs in 3 overs. An economy of 1. Figures that you cannot buy anywhere. And this day looks set to belong to Mt.Meru. A victory will see Karisimbi leapfrog Mount Renzori to be firmly set in 3rd position and thereby qualify for the playoffs. Meru and Kilimanjaro having already qualified, and there will be only 1 spot to fight for between Renzori, Satima, Elgon with 4 points are out of the playoff contention, but can act as spoilers in the evening encounter coming up. Two wickets to pick up in the remaining 12 balls. And the dot ball from Mt.Meru there. Full there, and Hajaguju picks up a single. Mt.Meru, I need to get on their bike, need to find the boundaries now if they are to still remain in contention for a victory here. But the death knell sounding now for Meru. Another full ball there, but no ball indicated by umpire Trevor Makchanja, and it will be a free hit to face for Sempala. A swing and a miss there from Sempala, and another dot ball for Emetu. Very good ball there from Emetu Paul, and keep it to a dot ball. "29 runs required in 8 balls for Mt.Meru, and if Emetu has anything to say about it, they will fall short, and it will be the last ball of his over to complete a very brilliant spell. Picked up a wicket so far, and with his final ball, does he add to that tally of wickets? Final ball of the over. Narrowly misses out. Has bowled very, very good lines. And take a ball. Mt.Meru bowled 4, conceded 5 runs, picked up a wicket. Great work there in the field. 3 catches, but above all, carrying his bat in the first innings, scoring 61 runs. A brilliant, brilliant day for Mt.Meru and his side. Now with victory in sight. 84 for 8 after 19. Required rate is 29 per over. 29 required in 6 balls. Ramadan Ochimi to administer the last rites in this encounter. A must win for Mt.Karisimbi, and seemingly saw victory in sight. And a skyer there from Andrew Mukisa running in from the boundary. Pick up 1. They need to be aiming for the boundaries quickly. 5 balls to complete the match. Swing through there by Andrew Hajaguju will pick up 4, and that is more like it. Right in the slot for Andrew, and that ball trickles over the boundary there. 4 more balls to come in this encounter. Another skyer there. Is it an opportunity to catch? Abdul Shakul Doka, a wicket keeper by trade, does not make any mistake. Sempala departs. 1 more wicket required for Mt.Karisimbi. Did not get that quite well. Mistimed it. Was in the air for a while, into the waiting arms of Doka. Trying to play it to deep mid wicket instead of via cow corner. New man in is Matovu Timothy. Ramadan Ochimi will change sides to come right arm round. Leg by is indicated by the umpire. 2 more balls and it will be a wrap. 1 more wicket to pick up for Mt.Karisimbi. Swing and a miss there from Hajuguju. 1 more ball to complete formalities in this match, but the victory belongs to Mt.Karisimbi. A good fight there in this contest. Started in their batting, thick inside the edge there. They will run through for one, but that is the completion of the match. A 1 wicket victory for Mt.Karisimbi. A look at the match summary and a match summary will see Mt.Meru the shining light in this encounter, 63 in 61, Okecho 12 in 18, Ochimi Ramadan 9, Mustafa Matovu and Mwaga picking up wickets each. Conrad Lubwama top scoring for Meru in this losing cause, 28 in 20, Sempala Darren 12 in 27, with Mutrafam Stalibi with a 12, Kariowa Samuel standout bowler 4 for 12 in 3. Emetu Paul picks up only 1 wicket but concedes 5 runs in 4 overs. Abdul Shakul Doka also picks up a wicket. Coming up will be the post-match presentation. I have been Solomon Lubwama Chigozi behind the mic. After a very brilliant encounter between Mt.Meru and Mt.Karisimbi, Karisimbi confirming their place in the playoffs, a 21 runs victory. But first I'll be speaking to Captain Mudola Edgar for Mt.Meru to find out what went wrong.
We bowled well, but when we came into bat, we lost many wickets in the power play. So
this game was still available to your side even till the 15th over, but you couldn't stitch up any partnerships. What would you tell the boys in the camp now that you've also qualified for the playoffs?
I will encourage my players to work hard, mostly the tail enders, to bat long so that we win the final.
Hard luck to you and see you in the playoffs. And now I'll speak to the captain, But first will be a match presentation of Player of Match award. A man who has scored 60 runs, picked up 3 catches and 1 wicket, Mt.Meru. A very brilliant day out there for you. You did your batting, carrying your bat for the 3rd time in this tournament. How do you manage to stay on top throughout the innings?
Yeah, just try to keep on the
Ball first up.
fitness levels are high to anchor up with the team duties coming up with the bat and also for the team.
And what is the mood like in the camp now that you have qualified for the playoffs?
Yeah, it's we're brilliantly happy. Our place in the playoffs, so we are looking to come harder in the playoffs and look to make it up maybe in the finals and maybe also look to winning the trophy.
Congratulations to you on the victory and Player of Match award. See you in the playoffs. The afternoon encounter will be between Mount Elgon and Satima. So keep it here at Deep End Sports. Thank you,